So just to share my experience with this Z9 Peugeot 607, uh, experience I had with an army general concerning this car. So, um, so I went to airport, Abuja airport, uh, to meet with an army general that was coming from Lagos to Abuja. There was something we needed to do in Abuja. So, based on the work I do aside this car related, stuff I do when it comes to cars. So, I said, okay, fine, let me go and probably meet him at the airport, and probably, from there, see how it goes. Before we go to where we are supposed to go and have that discussion, sort out, there was an issue, and I was asked to handle that issue and guide him on that. Let me tell you this, I was asked to guide the Army General on that issue and have it resolved, since I'm in a better position to do that. So, which you could say was an honor. Let me show this. So, when I met him at the airport, as soon as he landed, came out, and of course, the military have already sent vehicles and other this thing to pick him up. So I met him there, and he now said, "Oh, my car was actually closed." I was like, "Oh, you drove?" I said, "Yes." "Oh, where is your car?" I showed him. I was like, I turned to the people, those, military guys that came, subordinate, obviously. He said, "You know what? You guys can follow us behind." He said, "Hey, let's go." He came to my own car, which is this Peugeot 607. And it's okay, Abuja, from the Abuja airport to the city, is about, let's say, approximately 30 minutes drive. Depending how you want to speed. Could be less though. So there are one of others, I think there are one few people that came to pick him up that he also know. So I think one of them now joined us. So we are now three in my own car, the 607. So we went to his hotel. From there, he said, no, just wait. Even though we are supposed to go and solve this, he said, "No, wait. We'll handle that one tomorrow. But please, I need to go somewhere else, I was like, "I thought your boys are here." I was like, "No, wait. I'll go, I'll go with you." As we are going, those boys were falling out. Eventually, got the point. I don't want to mention everything because not everything is meant to be public knowledge. The next day, same thing. Went to his hotel, pick him up, went and then solved the problem that he came to Abuja for. It was something that I would say I have a knowledge of. It had nothing to do with military, so it kind of, but like I said, I don't want to mention everything because some things there are not for public knowledge. So for about 2-3 days, he said, "No, just come, go together, and I will come. I will take my own car." It was on the third day, that was like the last day. He went back to Lagos. I can't remember whether I was the one that went and dropped him at the airport. I said, "Do you know the reason why I actually, we are in my car that then driving to somewhere, I don't know, maybe to the airport or somewhere." Said, "The reason why I actually decided to, sit in your car instead of the vehicle that came to take care of my transportation until I leave Abuja. It's because of this car." As soon as I saw the 6607, I was like, wow. I said, wow. It's not as if he didn't know about 607. But I was like, this one, oh, I didn't know that this model still exists. or is actually that available, because this is a facelifted model. So mostly at that time, maybe it probably was not a general then when the car was this, when there was a time this car was a presidential car. It was being used by Nigerian president then. I don't remember, Yaradua or so. It was more like Castle Rock presidential fleet. There were so many of them then. So he said, let me have the opportunity to, have a ride in it. And before you know it, he said, why? Because he said he didn't know Peugeot could be this cool. These were his words. He said he didn't know these Peugeot cars could be this cool. That, yeah, he had driven the 406 on one of his former official vehicles in the past, and no, 406 I meant, and the other. So he did not know that 607 could be this cool. He started to describe his experience so far sitting behind. He was even sitting beside me, not even behind the seat. He was sitting on the front passenger side. He said, man, this car, quiet, this. It's like, that was why he's like, no, I want to enjoy this car more because I may not have the opportunity anymore. He didn't drive the car. He didn't drive the vehicle. Because I was, if I, when somebody mentions something like this, like, oh, let me even drive it since I kind of like this car this much. But it was just, he said, wow, that this, of course, he was also saying in Lagos, where we will see this type of car, So it was like kind of also congratulating me that, I'm a lucky person to have this kind of car, still in this condition, and being able to maintain it. Of course, I didn't tell him the details. I'm a Lion King, this what I do when it comes to cars. No, he didn't know any of that. Because what he came from was completely off, has no relation with the vehicle in any way, shape, or form. So I didn't tell him all that details. But he was like, he was wondering if I could maintain this vehicle in this condition, then it's worth it to praise, that kind of, put it whatever you want to put it. So that was what really happened. So I wanted to share it so that people will actually know. See, this thing happened a little bit why, but that experience has not left me. Somebody choosing newer vehicles that are more expensive than mine, and he was like, no, I want to enjoy this car, and he voiced it. Some men will not say so. You'll be like, oh, that's cool. But it took a while, about 10 minutes in the drive, he kept talking about the car. I said that was why I actually wanted that. You really changed my mind about Peugeot, because I thought after 406 there was nothing else, or this and that, or if I even the 406, he was saying that, oh, it was basically he knew Peugeot, his early car, he could say, oh, Peugeot was in the era of 504, 505. So you just assume that just normal, they can never do a car that you could consider a luxury vehicle. That they were basically all rough, rugged, and the rest. This happened a few years ago, which I could say, I know it happened before the lockdown 2019. So probably it happened in 2019 or around that time. I know it was before the COVID. I hope I'm right, but I know it wasn't last year or 2 years ago. So I'm just sharing this for people who probably are considering owning a Peugeot 607. It's already an old vehicle, just like this one. So, but yeah, I'm glad. What reminded me of this? It was yesterday. I was driving. Like you guys know, I'm always on my music blasting, but something happened. I was like, you know what, this music just stay off for a while, and I started actually paying attention to the ride quality. I mean, the right quality, not just the power, you know, the maneuver, everything, but the complete right quality of this car. I mean, for about 5 minutes into the drive, I now remembered what that general said, you know, pouring the appreciation. Not just what he said. I could tell why he wanted to ride in the car for almost 2-3 days instead of the the car that was actually kept for him or brought to him for running down the Abuja city until he goes back to Lagos. So I don't know how you take it from what I said. Some might say, oh, I'm boasting. Some might say, oh, that's a good thing. Some might say, okay, so what? So, you know, so I don't know how I want to take it, but that's what happened. And I'm sharing this. One or two persons that are aware of what, you know, about this, at least now you know something that transpired within that, when, you know, because one or two persons knew, you know, what happened within those 3 days that was not available, kind of was engaged on something like this. But they didn't know what happened, and I'm not telling you something else you probably did not know. Okay, so I'll make of it whatever you think it is. But it just reminded me why I appreciate this work, you know. Not everybody will have that opportunity, even those that criticize it. I know a lot of people did criticize the 607. You know, I wouldn't blame them. So, some are will, some not every one of them, because I know some people actually had a bad experience because of probably they bought an abused one or they abused them. I don't know. I feel normal wear and tear. Or one or two peculiar issues 607 are known for. Like every other car have their own issues. So when they now experience the peculiar ones that 607 tend to, you know, exhibit, they will be like, oh God, I cannot, why would this car? So, that's what happened. And if you own a 607, thumbs up. That's a good thing for you. And so maybe if you have a similar experience, probably maybe better than mine, put it in the comment section. I mean, so that's what I have. I know I'm kind of rambling. You know, it is what it is. So like the video, subscribe to the channel, see you in the next one.